Jared Goff joining us now here on 97.1 The Ticket after the Lions loss at Green Bay last night, 35-17. First of all, Jared, thank you very much for being with us. I know it was a late night and obviously a frustrating one, but let's start at the beginning. That first half, you guys really moved the ball and put up 17 points. In your estimation, what was going most right in the first half for you guys?
Yeah, I think we were just executing as we expect to. I think we just were running the ball well, we were protecting, we were throwing the ball down the field pretty well, and we weren't doing anything special. It was just taking care of the football, no penalties, really just moving the ball down the field pretty efficiently.
During the broadcast, they made the comment that in the first half, you had 3.28 seconds to throw the ball every time you drop back, and that was the second longest of your career. Did you notice in the first half how much time you had to get passes off?
Yeah, no, it sure felt like it. I mean, those guys were blocking their tails off, and we were sitting back there with some good time. So, yeah, I could feel it, especially in that first half. But I think the whole game, they did a great job.
What was the game plan going into the game when you guys discussed what you wanted to do?
It looks exactly like you saw in that first half. I think, move the ball efficiently, run the ball well, play action. Get out on the edge at times and spit the ball out and make plays on the field. I think it looked exactly how we wanted it to in that first half, and unfortunately in the second half just shot ourselves in the foot too many times.
Do you guys, when you go against a team, if you got somebody on your roster that used to play for the team like you did with Jamal Williams, do you pick his brain at all about what to expect from the Packers or any kind of inside intel?
Sure. I think Tim Boyle was a bigger asset for us in that regard. Just personnel-wise, what they like to do, and it's a new defense over there than what he was with, but got some ideas on how those guys like to play.
We're watching this team, and you obviously see them every day, and we see windows into the preseason and games. Quintez Cephas looks like he's emerging as a viable, very good target in this league. You obviously hit him for the first touchdown of the game. Tell us a little bit about what you see in Quintez Cephas.
Yeah, he's strong. He's physical. He's been pretty reliable for us right now. And I think at the end of the day, as a quarterback, you want somebody you can trust, and you want somebody who's going to fight for the ball when it's in the air. And I think you see that out of him pretty consistently. He's strong. He runs good routes, and that ball at the end of the half that he almost came down with is the reason that I like him on the field, and I know we like a lot of the stuff he's doing too.
The end of the first half, you guys get the ball back in pretty good field position, right? I think your own 41-yard line, and there's 1:46 seconds to go. But 3 plays later, there's like less than 30 seconds to go. Can you kind of talk us through what the thought process was in utilizing the 3 timeouts that you had or using 30 seconds between plays and what was going on there?
Sure. I mean, I think, number one goal when we're in that situation is to not let them back on the field, especially with the firepower they got with Aaron and some of those receivers, was, make sure that they don't get the ball back. And that was the number one goal, and we accomplished that and got 3 points out of it. Of course, you'd love to have maybe a 1 or 2 more shots at the end zone, but I think we did get our shot at the end zone and kicked the field goal.
So, I mean, I think fans are frustrated with the timeouts not getting used to give you more time. But, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. So you want to make sure that you don't give Aaron Rodgers the ball late in the first half and they get the second half kickoff so they don't get the double dip. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And again, at the end of the day, we wanted to get, of course you want to score a touchdown, but you want to get any sort of points. And we got our 3 points and took a shot at the end zone. And like I said, you probably, maybe want to get a few more shots at the end zone. But where we were at the game right there was how we wanted to handle it.
Gotcha. All right, so second half, obviously we just talked about what went right in the first half. Conversely, was it something Green Bay did, or do you feel like it was in your own sidelines? Is there something that happened in the second half that really slowed down this team offensively?
I'm sure they made some adjustments at halftime, but at the end of the day, it was mostly our own doing. Fumbling the snap for me, and some of the penalties we had, and just kind of kept shooting ourselves in the foot in critical situations, not converting that 4th and 1. That's the difference in the ball game in these games against good teams is making those plays and not losing the game. Making sure you go out there and give yourself the best chance to win on every play.
Take us through that 4th and 1 if you don't mind.
I liked my matchup with Cephas, and then we just didn't hit it.
Yeah, I'm not a guy that second guesses play calling, but I'm a big fan of Penei Sewell, and I'm thinking run behind Penei Sewell. Let's test him. Let's see what he has. But, I mean, obviously you guys had that play. Was it something you checked at the line of scrimmage? Did you know before the ball was snapped what you were going to do?
Ask that again. Did I know what?
The 4th and 1, on the 4th and 1, did you know, like, before, did you have a run play and check into a pass? It was a pass all the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So when things start to slip like that, how do you get guys back on board and say, okay, look, we're down, but look what we did last week. We can still make some kind of a comeback here. What goes on the sidelines as you're seeing things kind of slip away?
Yeah, it's the momentum of the game, and you try your best to keep it on your side. And there's plays that were to be had out there in the second half that could have swung that momentum back in our way that we just didn't make. And that's the way the game goes when you lose a game like that. And they were making good plays offensively and defensively, but we had plenty of opportunities in that second half to kind of get back rolling after we had shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, and unfortunately didn't take advantage of it.
As a quarterback in the league, and you get a chance to watch all these other great players in the league, Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest of all time. What do you learn from watching him up close and personal in the game like last night, and what he was able to do in the second half?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I was watching it much, but I think just throughout his career, you see the tempo at which he operates. It's always pretty smooth, and it's always extremely under control. And that comes with, I believe he's in year 14. I'm not quite sure, 15, 16. But the under controlness he's operating in is the most impressive thing, I think.
It's funny. Gator just used the term up close and personal. When you had the long run in the second half, you ran down the sidelines, onto their sideline, stepped out of bounds, and basically right into Aaron Rodgers. And we could see on TV him laughing. He said something. Can you tell us what he said that had him laughing?
Yeah, he said that was a pretty good run there. I said, yeah, it looks fast, huh? He was joking. Yeah, he's a guy I've gotten to know over the years, but an incredible player and obviously a Hall of Fame talent.
Nice sprinkle last night offensively with the design run for you going on the left side with Hawkinson leading the way. And nobody was near Hawkinson for a long time until right at the end of it. Is that something you're looking forward to, getting a chance to show off your running ability?
Yeah, if it comes up, I'm ready to go. And they gave us the read to pull it. And, I got to maybe turn it on a little bit more, get my hammies a little looser for that run. But, I felt good. Felt like we were moving the ball a little bit.
All right. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but obviously the team needs to regroup. Give us some keys this week as you're being the quarterback, leader of the team, stuff you want to see out of your locker room moving forward.
Just our response. It's I thought we had a great response after last week's loss, and it's going to be no different this week, especially on a short week against another good team in Baltimore. So, how quickly can we respond? How quickly can we put this behind us? And, maintain that belief in ourselves and that belief in our teammates and our coaches that we have, and that it's so easy to lose when things aren't going well. But the good teams and the teams that end up making moves down the stretch at the end of the season are always in belief that they can do it. So just maintaining that and coming together even more.
Do you suspect that the Ravens are actually going to use Lamar Jackson, the scout team, to try to emulate your amazing running style?
I don't know if he's played scout team there for quite a few years now.
Well, you gave him something to think about. Hey, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. Best of luck moving forward.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.